So yes, one cycle. On to the explanation of this. It's easier to explain by visually looking at it than to say it in words, but I'm going to try in words anyways. So there's a gem here, which I haven't gotten any gems on this file yet, so when I touch this gem, Gadd is going to call me, telling you, congrats, you found your first gem. That's cool. We're going to use that Gadd call to get something called Gadd storage. Gadd storage is when... I don't know, it's so weird. Gadd storage is when you get an Gadd call at the same... well, when you get an Gadd call during a cutscene. The effects of this are that Gadd's call will remain on the screen, like, after the cutscene. Which... and, like, you can still move around after the cutscene during, like, the Gadd call. It's really bizarre. Like, you remain able to move around during the Gadd call. And this has some interesting effects, because during an Gadd call, some things in the game are paused, they're frozen, which is why the Ancient Poltergeist, which you will see in a moment, will be frozen in place. Which allows us to one-cycle him. Hopefully that made sense. I'm gonna try to be able to do the glitch now. There are a few things that can go wrong, so hopefully I get it. The reason this takes, like, we don't use it in New Game Plus again is because of the setup. Moving this gem over here takes time, and it's just faster to do a 2-cycle normally with the New Game Plus strategy. So right, we're gonna put this gem in a very specific spot so that I can collect it at the same time that I enter the cutscene trigger for this fight. And that should get the Gadd call to trigger during that cutscene, and I'll get Gadd storage from that. Okay, so now the gem is down there somewhere. Okay, there it is. So there you saw Gadd just called me during the cutscene. And then you can skip the cutscene while while his face is on the screen. Like before his text shows up, while like his face is still on the screen. You can skip the cutscene without skipping the call. Because if his text shows up and the cutscene is still playing and then you press start, like this start thing, you'll skip both the call and the cutscene at the same time, which you don't want to do. Because right now I'm in Gadd storage. Gadd storage is active, and the game is in this sort of limbo state. It's sort of like paused. This guy is frozen, because that's what the game does during an Gadd call. It freezes things. It's interesting. There's a lot of other stuff that you can do with Gadd storage. Well, not a lot, but like, there's a lot of other interesting things that can happen with stuff. Like, there's crashes, there's camera glitches. It's interesting. We've looked into it quite a bit, and there's not enough, I don't know, not enough words in my mouth to explain it all. So, yeah. See, that means you have to play the game without... Yeah. In any percent, that's doable, though. Because, like, you don't need gems to do any percent. So yeah, this glitch can't be done if you've already gotten a gem. Which is why, like, it's so important that this is the first gem that you get for this trick. It's super cool. So yeah, now I will one-cycle this. The way that I'm gonna do that... Oh, it's gonna be interesting. I only have a certain amount of A presses. When I press A to stun him, it'll advance the text in the Gadd call, as well as, like, activate my strobe bulb, and also doing the charges, for, like, the pools. They will advance the text as well. Which is going to be interesting. So yeah, I need to be careful though, because You can, like... Okay, here. It's super weird. Catching a ghost in Gadd storage works differently than catching a ghost normally. When I stun this guy during the Gadd storage, his HP will show up. It'll say 100. And I'll be sucking him up, doing my power surges as normal, but his HP will still show as 100. And it's actually impossible to capture ghosts during Gadd storage. You can only drain their HP. The game won't show it, but I am still gonna be draining his HP. Then once the, once I've got his HP drained during the Gadd storage, I'll skip the call, and then he'll be at, 1 HP or whatever. Which is cool, then I can capture him. However, I don't want to capture him right away, because if I do that, the game will actually soft lock. Like, if I were to catch him right now, this little bomb, this bomb is important because, it starts the fight, basically. Actually, I don't know, I'm actually forgetting what actually happens, but basically the fight does not start, and this exit is inaccessible if you catch him early, before the first cycle. So you can't get a 0 cycle on him, you have to get a 1 cycle, technically. So yeah, you do have a limited button count, but luckily the way that it works with this call, this call that I have on the screen right now, is perfect for this glitch. Let me just show you. I'm gonna do it. So hopefully you've been listening to what I said, and what I'm about to do is gonna make a little bit of sense. There's 1 A press, 2 A presses, 3 A presses, and I let him go at 1 HP. I could have caught him there, but I didn't because, again, the game would soft lock. And now, he's at 1 HP at the very start, the sneaker spawns immediately, and I capture him. That's what a 1 cycle looks like. Pretty crazy. It's the coolest glitch in the whole run, if you ask me. I hope that made sense.